Hi, I'm just going to do a video on the Amiga360 emulator for a JTAGed Xbox 360. Again, it needs to be JTAGed for this to work. It doesn't work on retail, obviously. So this is my tutorial of how to get it working. It took me a little while. I looked into it. I really wanted to get this working because I grew up on an Amiga and I struggled to find some really good tutorials, and there was a lot of reports out there of people setting up the Amiga360 emulator, launching it, and then getting a black screen. I was getting that as well, and I wanted to work out why and try to get it working, and here we are. I got it working, and I want to do a video to let other people know how to get it set up and working so that it's painless and everyone's happy. So I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to JTAG your console or how to set up freestyle dash menus or anything like that. There's plenty of tutorials out there. What I'm going to do is provide the files and explain a little bit and show you how it works. So here I've got the Amiga360 emulator in the emulators folder here. And it does work. We'll come back to that in a sec. Now, in the description, I have put a link to the download. Now, it's the emulator, the Kickstart ROM, and a couple of emulators just to get you started. It does work, and it's the latest version of the emulator, Amiga360. So, if you read the README file in regards to the emulator, it says here the requirements are that you need a Kickstart ROM image, and it needs to be renamed to Kick ROM. Now, for those people that when they launch the emulator, not my package, but like they download it from another source, and they launch Amiga360 and they get a black screen, this is why you're getting the black screen. You don't have the Kick ROM in the Kickstart directory. Now, my belief is, or my understanding is, the Kick ROM is essentially the OS. It's the workbench OS for the Amiga. The emulator is the hardware. You need the Kickstart ROM or the Kick ROM for it to boot the OS correctly, or the right version of the OS. Now, I also think there's other versions out there, like there's other Kickstart ROMs out there. I've included 1.3. 1.3 was the version I used growing up. I always remember the splash screen version 1.3, and I also read online that it's the best and it works. So far, for me, it's been fantastic. It works. So, just repeating, I've included the Kick ROM, and I've put it in the Kickstart directory. So when you download my package from the link in the description, you've got all of that. You've got the ROMs directory set up. You've got a couple ROMs. All you have to do is copy my package to your 360, set it up in Freestyle Dash, and away you go. It's that simple. So if you want more ROMs, I use Emu Paradise. It's just simple. Yeah, look, there's not many ads or pop-ups or anything, and they've got a huge range of ROMs. I think they've got every game possible, to be honest. So under computers, you'll find Amiga, and here's all the basically the alphabet. So we'll go for G, and you can see under G how many ROMs there are. So that's at the bottom there. So I've downloaded Golden Axe. Now Golden Axe, I've already downloaded it. When you download an emulator, or a ROM, sorry, it'll come down as a zip file. Now the Amiga360 emulator for the 360 doesn't read the zip files. The Amiga emulator for the PC reads the zip files, but just repeating again, this emulator for the 360, I can't get it to read the zip files. The games appear in the directory, but it won't boot the game. I could be wrong. Let me know in the description if I'm wrong. But Look, I get it working extracting. Most emulators read the zip files, but this one, as you can see, within the zip file, it's an ADF file. So, yeah, that's the actual ROM. So, yeah, so get that over into your ROMs folder. I use FileZilla, there's network enabled, all sorts of other programs. So get this over. And again, there's other tutorials how to get this set up for your 360, so have a look at those. JTAG Tutorials is a good, really good tutorial. That guy does great videos, so check his videos. So emulate Amiga360 ROMs. You'll see I've already got the ROM in there, so I've dragged that from my PC over into the 360's hard drive. So with that all done, let's fire it up. So back over on the 360 now. Let's fire up the Amiga360 emulator. AA will get that booting. And you'll come up with that's the splash screen. That's the screen I grew up with. You can see it's using version 1.3. That's the Kickstart ROM. Again, I think there's others out there. You can experiment with them. This one seems to work for me. So, with that said, it's left trigger to bring up the menu. And you go to disks because you want to load your ROM. Now you can see it's found my two ROMs, Golden Axe and Swiv. The DFOs, these I believe are your floppies, disk floppy maybe 0123, so you can put multiple games in. I think it will boot the game that you choose, but I just work with DF0. Yeah, the top one. Here are your other commands using the Xbox controller. So if I want to load Golden Axe, what is it, X to insert the disc, and you'll see it's loaded it into DFO 0. So now that game will boot. So if I just hit A for Run Amiga, that will boot. Now some games take a little bit longer to boot, some are very quick. This one is, yeah, I don't know, a little bit. But also a lot of the games they've been hacked or modified. This one has been hacked to give you free, not free, it gives you limited lives, I think. So you can see here's the hack menu. Now, no matter what I do with the controller, you can't adjust this menu. I think you can press A and it will bypass it. But if you do want unlimited lives and unlimited energy, you got to plug your keyboard in. So I've got this keyboard plugged into my 360, and then using F1 and F2, you can see I can toggle the menus. It's a little bit annoying. It'd be nice if you could adjust that with the controller, but you can't seem to. So if we put on some cheats and then hit A, it will accept those and boot the game. So I just got this keyboard in the front USB port of my 360. Golden Axe. There's no sound on this screen because it's just a monitor going via component. I don't have my audio set in. There's no audio. There's no speakers. It's just a monitor I use for modding, I guess, and hacking. So there's no speakers. So sound will work for you guys if you're going HDMI to your television, but it doesn't work for this monitor. It's got no audio. So don't worry about that. So I'm going to switch. Yep. So there we go, Golden Axe working. Brings back a few memories, the old arcades. So if you want to switch games, it's left trigger, and it's almost like a pause menu. If you go A to run the Amiga again, you're back into the game. But left trigger will bring up the menu. Now you can't switch games from here. If you try to switch, it crashes the emulator or the the Amiga. So you've actually got to, first of all, you've got to release the game. So to release the game, it's yellow, it's Y, so release the game. Now I've got to reset the Amiga, which is right bumper. And I'll reboot it. So left trigger, switch games to SWIV, load the game using X. You can see it's launched it into DFO or loaded it, and then A for run Amiga. Here's my cheat menu again. Hit A, and the game will load. I think this one's a quick loader. So that's how you get the Amiga360 emulator working on a JTAG or RGH modded Xbox 360. In the description I'll put the link to the emulator, the kick ROM, the few ROMs, so you don't need to modify that package in any way. Just get it over into your 360, set up the menu in Freestyle Dash or use XEX, whatever you want, and it will work. If you want more ROMs, go over to Emu Paradise, get some more ROMs, remembering that the emulator reads the ADF files, not zips or any other file. Has to be ADF, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know what I'm doing wrong there. But so here's SWIV. Alright, cool guys. Thank you. See you later. Bye.